Hi, this is Mato. In this video I will show a very beautiful and famous chess game. This is the game between Alexander Beliavsky and Joe Nunn that was played in Wijk in 1985. And where is Wijk? It is a town in Holland. This game is included in the world's greatest games. There is 112 of them in the mammoth book of chess called The World's Greatest Chess Games. Let's have a look at the game. Beliavsky had white pieces and he started with d4. Knight to f6, c4, g6, knight to c3, bishop to g7, e4, d6, and we have king's Indian defense. And after f3 we have same-ish variation of king's Indian defense. Black castled kingside, bishop to e3, and it is black to move. What should black play in this position? I will show you the possible continuation. c5, a6, e5. That is the most popular move for black in this position. Knight to c6 is also very popular and good move. b6, c6. Sometimes knight from f to d7 is played. But in our game, Joe Nunn played knight from b to d7, queen to d2. And what is white's plan? Well, this is the plan. He wants to castle queenside. He wants to push pawn to h4 to h5 and exchange it for one on g6 to open file for his rook. He wants to bring bishop, which is now on e3, to h6 and exchange it for one on g7. He wants to chase knight, which is on f6, maybe with pawns, bring queen to h6 and then to h7, checkmate. Easier said than done. c5 was played, attacking white center. d5, closing the center, but now knight can jump to e5. h3, perhaps thinking of f4, preventing knight from going to g4. But now knight to h5, and now knight is looking into this g3 square. f2, defending g3. f5, black wants to open the file for his rook and to start the war. Pawn takes pawn, and in my opinion this is critical position of the game. It is black to move. How should black continue? Or should I say, how should black recapture? I thought that pawn takes pawn is the best continuation, because if rook takes on f5, that must be bad move because g4 is coming. Well, that was my opinion. I was wrong. Rook takes on f5 was played, and Beliavsky played g4, forking knight and rook. Looks like that black blundered, but black knew what he was doing. Well, what would you play in this position? Nunn captured pawn on f3. This is desperado move. And now white is advised not to take rook with knight, because if knight takes on f3, knight takes knight, check, and black is winning queen. So white captured knight, and white is a piece up. Queen to f8. That is very strong move. It is preventing white from castling, because if white castles now, then rook takes bishop. So knight to e4, defending bishop, ready to castle. But bishop to h6. Attacking queen, preventing white from castling. Queen to c2. Queen to f4, knight to e2, attacking queen. And where should queen be played? Maybe to f8? What do you think? To f8? Surprise, surprise. Queen didn't move. Rook takes on f2. If knight takes on f4, then rook takes white queen and black is better. So white captured rook on f2. Knight to f3 check. white lost his castling rights. Queen is under attack from knight, so queen to h4, attacking knight on f2. Knight to d3, bishop to f5, this is pinning knight. Knight from e to c1, and now this is an insult, bringing horse in front of king's nose. Pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, bishop to g2. White would like to include his rook in the game. Knight takes pawn on c4, knight is defended by queen. Queen to f2. White thought that it is very difficult to calculate all attacks on his king and all these combinations and variations, so he thought, just exchange queens, it will be easier to calculate. But still, if queen takes queen, knight takes, then knight is coming to e3 with check, winning bishop. In the game, knight to e3 was played. This is check. King to e2, queen switched to the other side, pinning knight, bishop to f3, rook to f8, lining rook with white queen. And let's have a look at this position now. White is a piece up, but have a look at these rooks. Rook on a1 and h1, knight on c1 is also passive, while all black pieces are well placed and looking mean, like 300 Spartans, ready to kill white king. Rook to g1, knight to c2, attacking rook, and king to d1 was played. If rook goes to b1, then there is a couple of moves that black can play, like knight to d4, check, or simply taking knight on c1. And if rook takes, then queen takes on d3, checkmate. This is just an idea. Black can play different moves and white can play different moves, but this is just an idea what is going on and why king to d1 was played. It is black to move. Black made a move and white resigned. What would you play in this position if you had black pieces? Well, some people would capture rook, but Nunn was not interested in that. He captured knight on d3 with bishop, and in this position white resigned. White is losing in all variations. Not going to show you all variations, but the most obvious one. Knight takes on d3, queen takes knight, check, queen to d2, queen takes queen, check, mate. When you see this game, then you understand why some people think that chess is an art, and some think it's a science. What a game. And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess, and bye for now.